Check this out. Fantastic remake. I just discovered this. I didn't know Mary Jane Girls covered the Four Seasons. Fancy that. Listen to this. Delicious dance beat. Fantastic dance beat. Not too far from the original version by the Four Seasons. The Four Seasons version from late 62, early 63. Let's go to it right now. Nice, Mary Jane Girls, their version of Walk Like a Man. Actually, starting this video, how you doing? Mr. DJ here, counting down my fantasy playlist of August 10th, 1985, and I just discovered that remake as I was researching the Mary Jane Girls. They were at number 29 with Wild and Crazy Love, their runner-up to their mega hit In My House, at up 4 from 33. Wild and Crazy Love did not make top 40, but I'll go into the chart stuff in just a minute. First and foremost, Mary Jane Girls, they were the protege of Rick James. They were backup singers for Rick James on his live tours, although he was also backed up by, I think it was a mostly male band. It was called, I wrote down the name of the band, the Stone City Band. Stone City Band. That's Rick James. Stone, think of the word stone and its implications. And Mary Jane Girls references Mary Jane, which was slang for marijuana, and Rick James, he indulged quite a bit of marijuana back in the day, Rick James. But Joanne JoJo McDuffie was the lead singer on most of the records by the Mary Jane Girls, at least on almost all of them. There might have been a cut on one of their albums where each of the other girls exchanged lead vocals, but basically Joanne JoJo McDuffie, the lead singer of the Mary Jane Girls. Now here's how this worked from what I gathered. Uh, Joanne JoJo McDuffie started out as a backup singer for Rick James. She sang backup with him on his studio and live recordings, along with two sisters. It was Maxine and Julia Waters. Now, when Rick James assembled a live band, he put together another group to surround Joanne JoJo McDuffie to back her up. There's three other girls. These three other girls, they were, as far as they were given some vocal lessons and they were choreographed. They were taught dance lessons, but they were vocally limited. Therefore, on the albums by the Mary Jane Girls, it was backup session musicians who sang behind Joanne JoJo McDuffie, especially Maxine and Julia Waters, the two sisters. So basically you have the live Mary Jane Girls and you got the studio version of the Mary Jane Girls. If the research holds up on the Mary Jane Girls, and I believe it does. Well, the first album came out in 1983. Again, it was basically lead singer Joanne JoJo McDuffie, backed up by Maxine and Julia Waters, and they came up with, I believe it was Candy. Candy Man was the name of the record. Candy something in 1983. And then their second album, just bear with me, I'm going through my chicken scratch. I got my notes slathered on 2 pages here. All for You. F-O-U-R. That was the big album by the Mary Jane Girls. In My House, going to number 7 on Billboard's Hot 100. And that was a sexy video. I mean, the girls, the live version, they did some great dancing, some great choreography, and they played their parts really well. And I remember, this seemed really suggestive at the time. If you remember watching the video, Joanne McDuffie was taking a shower. Well, she was taking a bath. She was in a bubble bath. There was a shot of her in a bubble bath. And at that time, it seemed kind of risque, sexy. Although now it's nothing. 30 years later, it's tame. But back then, I was like, wow, man, she's in a bathtub. Whoa, my goodness. Well, nothing wrong with that. They were quite sexy, no doubt about it. Mary Jane Girls. But after that, though, Walk Like a Man came out, but I don't think that one charted. But boy, that was a nice remake. Four Seasons record. Well, I believe that's all I got to say about the Mary Jane Girls. Oh, by the way, there was one other thing about Rick James that I found out that kind of struck out at me. Rick James put in a word with Motown for Joanne JoJo McDuffie. He wanted Motown to sign her as a solo artist. This was in 1983, but Motown, there was some kind of misunderstanding or miscommunication. Instead of Motown signing just Joanne McDuffie, they signed the entire group, Mary Jane Girls. Well, here we are. I love this Wild and Crazy Love. They had that delicious dance beat, that thick dance beat. They were on the dance charts too, and for good reason. Wild and Crazy Love only got as high as number 42 on Billboard's Hot 100. Shame. But they're doing a lot better on my fantasy playlist though at number 29, date of August 10th, 1985.